G'day guys, my name is Lord Tomo. Welcome again to another Sonic the Hedgehog toy item collector review. As you already know, I'm Lord Tomo with the blue star here, good old Sonic the Hedgehog. Actually holding none other than Tails, his buddy. This is the third in the range of the Pops series by none other than a Funko. For those of you who may or may not know, Funko is a corporation that tends to make a lot of merchandise from a lot of pop culture merchandise. Sonic obviously being one of them, Power Rangers, Star Wars, Halo, I've seen Halo of them, Adventure Time, and various other ones. This is the third one of what I like to class as the second wave of Sonic merchandise from the same manufacturer. The first wave was the Bobby Heads, which if you guys want to check it out, it's on my channel. And this is obviously the second wave, which is the Pop series, as you can see from there. It's signatory to the actual design of the actual character themselves. What I mean by that is you can tell obviously Tails in this instance anyway, and obviously Knuckles and Sonic all have weird looking eyes and obviously pretty large heads to say the least, obviously to signify the pop effect. But the name, we're going to look around at the actual packaging, then we'll go straight into the actual item because that's always fun to do, and packaging is always something nice to really talk about. So if you checked out the other Pop ones or you haven't, I'll more or less repeat a few things here and there. From the actual Pop series, the actual box more or less signifies the actual character themselves, aka Tails is predominantly kind of a orange color, and obviously you kind of have an orange yellowish kind of bordering. Knuckles is predominantly red, predominantly red, and the bordering is red. Sonic being blue, it's predominantly blue. So that's pretty much the real essence to that. I find that a little nice touch if you think about it from a very, completionist sort of collector, as sadly I like to class myself as one. So it's always nice to look at the the finer details of that sort of stuff. At the very top you have the classic Sonic the Hedgehog. It's number 7, Sonic is number 6, Knuckles is number 8. Makes sense, I suppose. You have at the side Pops, you just have Tails saying Pops. Pretty cute. On the side here you have him, pretty semi-demonic looking, kind of possessive sort of thing. You have Tails and you have obviously what it is, Biography. Pretty cute, pretty adorable. Actually on the other side you have Tails, Pops, and you just have good old Tails bobbing his head off. On the actual side you just kind of have a more 2D-ish kind of look of it. Pretty adorable now. Once again, very demonic sort of way. Pops popping his head. At the very back, similar design. You just have good old Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and his various ones. If you guys want to check that out, you can definitely check them out. It's on my channel, or he did the other two. And obviously, you can tell by the actual company of Funko. At the very, I will hold it as steady as that. You can check out their website if you want to. At the top, same old. So that's that really. I'm going to take him out. Okay. There's absolutely nothing in the box. We're going to put this aside and we'll take him out. There we go. Comes in a weird looking plastic. Now, I'll see if I can do it. Yeah. Okay. In my first iteration of this review, by that I mean Sonic, I said the head couldn't move. In my second iteration, with Knuckles, his head could move, and I tested out the Sonic one and his head can move, but it's kind of like on a stiff board joint, but it's definitely movable. You can, once again, you can really, I'm starting to think they're kind of going for the whole demonic sort of aspect of these things. It's like, I can see you from the back of my head. Flip him around, because we don't want to see that. So yeah, the heads, the only forms of articulation all the Pop series have, as far as I'm aware, I definitely know from the Sonic series, the second wave, is the actual heads are kind of like a pivot point and they can turn around. Other than that, the hands, tails, feet, little fringe, whatever they may have, don't move at all, which isn't necessarily a negative thing about it. I guess Pops is trying to aim for the whole, pardon me, the whole small body, big head sort of thing, which I guess for the most part is pretty cute, very adorable. Now, already straight from the get-go, I'll see if I can get, there we go, better view. You have his big ears, adorable, cute ass, very foxy-like. You have his little fringe there, I'm loving that. His eyes pretty much represent the aspect of the Pop series. Pretty much, if any you've seen their other Pop ones, their eyes are pretty much black, big heads, pretty much that's his signature moves. You got his nose and you got his little whiskers on either side. Not as big as I would like, but they're there. You have his chest, extremely well detailed to be honest, which is awesome. You have obviously his feet there, pretty cute. You have his gloves there. At the actual back, you have his two tails. Tails is without his tails, which is weird. So yeah, pretty cute. They're definitely from the same mold, I know that much. You can tell that by the actual design. His back head has got nothing on his back head. Now, as a collector's piece and a kind of just a piece you can pick up, it's definitely worth its weight in gold if that's what you really like. It's definitely, I have this with the other thing just standing on my table, pretty cute and adorable. Have them twist the head every now and then just to mess things up around. It's definitely something to have a quick look about. You know, it's definitely a nice little piece. I picked up my one for roughly about $15. Really depends on which country you're from. In Australia, I bought from a local comic store for roughly about $15. In the US and all that, can't speak for them, I'm not 100% sure. Check your local gaming stores, they most likely have it, or comic stores, they'll most likely have it. Really depends which area you are. Now, pardon me, I did say at one stage that the EB had it in Australia. Now, I've checked around, some EBs do, some EBs don't, so if you're going to definitely check out EB Games or Games, just ring them up, just see if they have it or not, because they may not have it depending if they're popular or not, who really knows. Anyway, in terms of, I guess, negative criticism I might have from this actual item, I have about a few. Not a lot, but there are there. First and foremost, if you look at the actual side here, you kind of have, it's kind of a blockish feel to it, and, pardon me, blockish feel to it, and it kind of looks flat, heavied surface. I would have preferred it to be more round. I know, if that's their, I guess, signature thing, I guess that would work. But from the other pop series that I've seen, it doesn't really sell it for me. That's pretty much my thing. The second big is his whiskers. I know whiskers are meant to be whiskers and they have to make do with the plastic, but I would have preferred them to be a little longer. That's just me. And the only third and last criticism I might actually have is probably the paint apps. The paint apps, if you look closely at them, they look mediocre at best. They're very just plastered on, walked away, next. You know, it's more or less production line sort of thing, which isn't necessarily bad per se, but you know, I would have preferred it to be better. It is definitely better than Jazzware stuff. Then again, Jazzware is purely just mass production, which I guess for the most part would work. But for the tails one, you know, it's not that bad. It's definitely, you know, it's there, I suppose. It's just, I would have preferred it. So that's actually tails, and in the actual pop series. In terms of rarity, extremely easy to pick up. eBay, Amazon, game stores, comic stores, you name it, it's pretty much out there. Its rarity is probably 1 out of 10 if that. Definitely something nice to pick up. If you're not into figurines, you're just, you know, into statues, whatnot, hey look, you can pass this on a skip. Also for me, it's something definitely that I wanted to pick up and whatnot. Anyway guys, thank you so much for checking out my video. Stay tuned for next week as we review another items. Take care and speed on guys.